Welcome to Mysteries and Crime, where we explore the world's most haunting mysteries. On the morning of April 26, 1999, the quiet streets of Fulham, London were shattered by an unimaginable crime. Jill Dando, a beloved BBC television presenter, was found slumped on her doorstep, lifeless, with a single gunshot wound to the head. Who would want Jill dead, and why? Before we dive into this chilling case, let's take a moment and listen for today's challenge. What unusual piece of evidence was found near the crime scene? Think you can solve it? Share your answer in the comments below for a chance to be featured next week. This case remains a perplexing mystery. Was Jill the target of a professional hitman or an obsessed stalker? The answer may still be out there. Stay with us as we unravel the story. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Together, we might uncover the truth. Let's begin. Jill Dando was a household name in the UK. Known for her warmth, charm, and journalistic integrity, she was one of the country's most cherished television presenters. On that fateful April morning, Jill returned to her Fulham home after visiting her fiancé. Little did she know, danger awaited just outside her door. The murder sent shockwaves across Britain, with the public struggling to comprehend how such a high-profile figure could be killed in broad daylight, in a quiet, upscale neighborhood. The case gripped the nation, becoming one of the most extensive and costly investigations in UK history. Who was behind it? A calculated professional? A jealous rival? Or someone even closer to home? The chilling mystery remains, and the search for answers continues. On that fateful morning, Jill Dando parked her car just a short distance from her home on Gowan Avenue. As she approached her front door, she was attacked in an instant. A single shot to the head, execution style. Neighbors recall hearing nothing, no scream, no struggle, just an eerie silence until Jill's body was discovered by a passerby less than 15 minutes later. She was found slumped against the door, one hand still clutching her keys. The bullet wound, precise and devastating, suggested a professional touch. Forensics arrived at the scene swiftly, and what they found only deepened the mystery. There were no signs of forced entry or struggle, no immediate witnesses, but there was one critical piece of evidence. A single shell casing left deliberately or carelessly. First responders were shaken by the brutality of the crime. Jill's neighbors, left in shock and disbelief. How could something so horrific happen in broad daylight, without a single soul noticing? The news of Jill Dando's murder spread like wildfire. Within hours, the media descended upon the quiet street, cameras flashing, reporters swarming. The nation watched in disbelief as law enforcement sealed off the crime scene. Forensic teams combed through every inch of Gowan Avenue, searching for anything at all that could lead to a suspect. Theories began to emerge almost immediately. Was it a professional hit? A robbery gone wrong? Or perhaps a stalker Jill never knew she had? The police worked tirelessly, interviewing neighbors, checking CCTV footage, and following every lead. But despite their efforts, the case grew colder by the day. And as the public's fascination with the murder grew, so did the pressure on law enforcement to find answers, fast. Jill Dando was more than just a familiar face on television. She was a national treasure. Her career spanned years of dedicated reporting, from hard-hitting investigative journalism to warm, engaging segments that captured the hearts of millions. But beyond the camera, Jill was known as kind, genuine, and down-to-earth. Her close friends and family described her as someone who loved life, but never let fame define her. In the weeks leading up to her murder, Jill had been busy preparing for new projects, planning her wedding, and according to some, dealing with unwanted attention. Fulham, a picturesque neighborhood in southwest London, was the perfect backdrop for a life of quiet success. Tree-lined streets, charming townhouses, and a strong sense of community made it an idyllic place to live. But after Jill's murder, that serene facade was shattered. Fear gripped the residents. Doors were locked tighter, and whispers of a killer on the loose echoed through the streets. Jill's final day was meticulously reconstructed, from leaving her fiancé's home early in the morning to stopping by her workplace briefly, and finally, her fateful arrival home. Security footage was scarce, witness reports conflicting, and crucial minutes unaccounted for. Had someone been watching her? Waiting? Detectives faced enormous challenges. With no clear motive, the investigation turned to Jill's personal life, her colleagues, and even past relationships. The pressure was mounting. After months of relentless investigation, a suspect was identified. Barry George, a local man with a troubling history, was arrested and charged with Jill's murder. His trial captivated the nation. Prosecutors painted him as an obsessed loner. But his defense team argued that the evidence was circumstantial, at best. Barry was convicted. But years later, his conviction was overturned. Doubt lingered. Was he truly innocent? Or had a guilty man slipped through the cracks of the justice system? Decades have passed, and yet, so many questions remain unanswered. Who really killed Jill Dando? Was it an obsessive fan? A professional assassin? Or could the answer be hidden within the evidence we've overlooked? Witness statements played a crucial role in shaping the investigation. Some neighbors reported seeing a figure lurking in the area in the days leading up to the crime. But descriptions varied. Was it a man? A woman? Someone Jill knew? Others claimed to have heard a noise that morning, but dismissed it as nothing unusual. Contradictions emerged, with some neighbors insisting they saw nothing suspicious at all. Police were left sifting through conflicting accounts, hoping to find the one key witness who could provide the missing link. But time was not on their side, and the leads slowly faded away. Media speculation ran wild. Tabloids splashed headlines across their front pages, with theories ranging from espionage to revenge plots. Jill's high-profile career made her a media darling, but in death, it made her the centerpiece of relentless speculation. News outlets dissected her life, every move, every relationship, hoping to uncover a motive. Journalists pursued potential leads, sometimes overshadowing the police investigation. Rumors swirled about connections to organized crime, even intelligence agencies. But amidst the sensationalism, the real question remained: who pulled the trigger and why? Law enforcement faced intense public scrutiny. The Metropolitan Police, under immense pressure, launched one of their most extensive manhunts. Over 2,000 potential suspects were interviewed, and forensic experts meticulously combed through every shred of evidence. But challenges arose: lack of surveillance footage, no witnesses, and a crime executed with chilling precision. Theories ranged from a lone wolf attacker to a sophisticated assassination plot. Jill's personal life was examined in detail, but no clear motive emerged. Then came a breakthrough, or so it seemed. Barry George, a local man with a troubled history and an obsession with celebrities, was arrested. He lived nearby and had a past riddled with questionable behavior. The prosecution argued that his obsession turned deadly, but the defense countered that there was no conclusive evidence linking him to the crime. Despite the lack of forensic proof, Barry George was convicted, sentenced to life in prison. However, years later, an appeal overturned his conviction. New DNA testing techniques showed no forensic connection between George and the crime scene. Once again, the case went cold. With the conviction overturned, the focus shifted back to square one. Experts revisited old evidence with fresh eyes. Could the bullet casing provide a clue? Was there DNA that had been overlooked? Despite advancements in forensic science, the trail remained frustratingly elusive. Theories persisted. Was it a professional hit related to Jill's investigative work? A random act of violence? Or something far more sinister? Profilers attempted to paint a psychological picture of the killer. A precise, calculated shot. No witnesses. A quick, clean escape. This was not the work of an amateur. The level of control suggested experience, possibly military or criminal. Yet Jill's life had no apparent threats. She was beloved by the public, known for her kindness and professionalism. Could it have been an unhinged admirer, obsessed beyond reason? Or had Jill stumbled upon something dangerous in her journalistic career? The impact of Jill's murder rippled far beyond her family and friends. The public reevaluated their sense of safety. Celebrities increased their security, and questions were raised about the vulnerability of public figures. Legislation followed, improved street surveillance, heightened security awareness, and a renewed focus on protecting journalists. Jill's legacy lived on, not just in her work, but in the heightened awareness her murder brought to personal safety. Forensic science has come a long way since 1999. Today, advanced DNA profiling, ballistic matching, and AI-enhanced criminal profiling offer new possibilities. Could revisiting the evidence with modern technology finally crack the case? Investigators remain hopeful that breakthroughs in forensic technology could provide the missing link, whether it's unseen DNA or undiscovered fingerprints. Despite exhaustive efforts, leads still exist that remain unexplored. Some witnesses hesitated to come forward, while others provided conflicting accounts. Investigators believe that somewhere, buried in the details, lies the truth. Was there a connection overlooked? A suspect dismissed too soon? Time has passed. But the case still lingers in the minds of those seeking justice for Jill. Jill's murder bears striking similarities to other unsolved cases. The method, the execution, even the absence of forensic traces. Could the perpetrator have struck before or after? Investigators have examined potential links to European contract killings and unsolved crimes with eerily similar patterns. Each new case presents an opportunity to uncover a common thread that could finally bring closure. Jill Dando's murder remains one of the most perplexing unsolved cases in British history. The investigation spanned decades, yet no definitive answers have been found. Despite Barry George's conviction and later acquittal, questions linger. Was he truly innocent, or did the evidence simply not hold up in court? But one question remains. What unusual piece of evidence was found near the crime scene? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Could new forensic advancements finally crack the case? Or will it remain an enduring mystery? Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more unsolved mysteries. Because sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay safe.